Hi everybody, this is Chad the Gaming Dad here once again on Dad's Games with another Fun or Run. The review show where we answer the question, is this game fun or should you run? The game in question today is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. This game's been out for a few weeks, and I was watching some videos and I saw some things on it. It looked pretty promising. You know, I liked the Ghost Recon games from all the way back on the original Xbox, and the games on the 360 like Ghost Recon, Advanced Warfighter, stuff like that. Those were pretty cool games, so I haven't played a Ghost Recon in a while. So this one was open world, looked kind of cool, so I decided to give it a try. The first thing you'll notice when you play this game is that it does look really good. This is the kind of game where you want to stand up on top of a mountain and do that slow turn around where you can see all of the faraway mountains and hills and things, because it does look really good, even on console. I've seen some people showing video of PC, but I'm playing on a PS4, not a PS4 Pro, just a regular one, and it looks really good. It has the HDR enabled, so if you have a TV that can take advantage of that, you get all that cool stuff. There's a lot of bells and whistles graphically on this game, make it look really nice. So that's cool, right? So why do I feel like this game is a freaking joke? I mean, I start up the game after I do the slow turnaround on the mountain and enjoy the vistas that are there, and then the next thing you know is you see there's a car there. So you go get in the car and you start driving around. There's kind of a loose story in this game with the country of Peru where you're at, and you have to liberate the whole country because it's been taken over by drug cartels and mobs or something like that. And it all breaks down into this web of bosses, kind of like a crime family. There's the big head honcho there, the Don, if you will, and he's the main guy of the whole thing, and everybody else is kind of a sub-boss. Your job to liberate this country is to go around from boss to boss and clear out their little section of the map, either kill the boss or interrogate him or whatever you're supposed to do to take down each section and work your way into the center till eventually you can take over and defeat the head Don, this guy that has a giant cross tattooed on his face. I think he was an ex-wrestler or something like that. So, however it works out, El Sueño. El Sueño. He's the big boss, and you're eventually going to go after him, and it's going to take probably quite some time to get to him. So, the reason why I think this game is a total joke, at least at the beginning, is you're expecting a AAA game. Now, don't go into this thinking that you're going to get any kind of like cohesive story or anything like that, because you're not. It's an open world game, but it's kind of an open story too. They set up the gist of how all these bosses work, and you're supposed to go after them, but you can pretty much go in any direction you want. There are no Ubisoft towers to unlock part of the map. There's no radio towers in this one, which is nice. But the whole map is open, and you can go pretty much wherever you want. The problem with that is that you don't really know where you're supposed to go. At least I didn't. I like a little bit of direction in my games, not just throw me out there and do whatever the heck you want. And so the only way to really try to progress through any kind of meaningful progression of the story or something is you look at each section of the map has a different amount of skulls on it, indicating how difficult that section is. So because you're just starting the game, you probably need to start in the sections with only 1 or 2 skulls because they're supposed to be easier. But they are really, really easy. Some of the missions require you to just go after, get a target, and you go through and you do it. And that's all well and good. Some of the other ones are a little bit more difficult because there's waves of enemies that come in, some from the left, some from the right, and you have to command your troops to go over there, then go over there, then go over here. The problem is, there was more tactical stuff, more tactical planning and gameplay in the old 360 game, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. There was actually more tactical gameplay in the tutorial level of that game than you get in this game. Because you just kind of send your guys in bulk. Like, hey, you go over there. You go over there. This game is not designed for single player. It's designed to be an online shooter, and I am thankful that they made it playable offline, that you can play it single player, because that is something that they really don't need to forget about. But unless you have a crew that you can get online with and go play this game, it's just not as much fun as it was supposed to be, you know? And check out the driving physics. I mean, when you first start the game, you know, you're thrown to the wolves, like I said. You don't have any kind of mission structure or anything like that. And there's a car sitting there. You know, it's like the knockoff Cadillac Escalade that's just hanging out for you and your bros to jump in and go, you know, raise hell. So you start off by driving on the actual road because you think you're supposed to, but inadvertently, sooner or later, you're going to find yourself going off-road, and that's when you realize what a joke this thing is. You go off-road. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen a whole lot of Escalades that are all that off-road capable in the real world. You go off-road on this thing, it's kind of like off-road is the same as on-road. You just drive through anything. You can clip through most of the trees. If you hit a tree that actually is too big to clip through, you just hit it and kind of bounce off and keep on driving. Hey, is that a cliff wall made of rock? No problem, just drive right up it. It's just stupid. How about this? When you go to get in the car, you don't need to wait for your teammates to get in the car. You just take off, and then they miracle of I don't know, some sort of crazy miracle, they all just appear in the car. Even if you grab a helicopter or a boat or any kind of vehicle, there's lots of different vehicles in this game, but they're all stupid. You drive around like an idiot. You just take any car, any boat, any plane, any helicopter, whatever you want. You can crash it, and you just jump out with your gun like, all right, let's go. Who's next? Let's go shooting. Your guys just spawn like a miracle happened. They just appear on your vehicle whenever you take off. My favorite is the helicopter, where you jump in the helicopter, you take off, you start flying away, and then all of a sudden 3 dudes appear on the sides of the helicopter. That's always pretty fun. But I mean, I can intentionally ground this helicopter. Sometimes you actually bounce off of objects, trees and mountains and stuff in a helicopter, until finally the blades break off, and it looks like everybody should be dead. Helicopter goes right down into the ground, and then everybody just hops out in the ready position with their rifles and their guns, and they're like, okay, boss, where do we go? It's the dumbest thing ever. That's why I keep saying this game, to me, it just seemed like a big joke, and the joke's on us because we bought it. I showed this to one of my friends, and he's like, do you feel bad that you bought this thing? Because I was showing him how you can just drive off-road and go nuts and do whatever you want. And a little bit of me is thinking, yeah, I am kind of sorry that I bought this because this is just stupid. You know, I don't understand what AAA thinks these days. Their games are getting sloppier and sloppier and buggier and glitchier, but this game's not even buggy and glitchy. It's just lazily made. You know, it doesn't seem like a game that you can really play the way you used to play an old game, where you have to try to act as you would if you were the guy in the game. You can just act like a complete idiot in this game and you're good to go. And then it dawned on me that, you know, I think I was looking at this game completely wrong. I'm expecting to play Ghost Recon like I used to play on the original Xbox and even onto the 360 and the PS3 and games like that. But this game is not a serious game. This game is a joke because it's supposed to be a joke, I think. Yeah, they put guys out there to shoot and it's supposed to be military and stuff, but this is not supposed to be a game that you take seriously. Same thing happens to me when I try to play Grand Theft Auto. There's so many side things to do and so many just kind of random things that you can get into in that game that I rarely find myself following the actual storyline. So in this game, because the entire map's open and you have all these different vehicles and stuff like that. You just go off and do whatever the hell you want to do. And that in itself is kind of fun. Once you realize that the physics in this game are stupid, the driving is ridiculous, the flying is just crazy, you can crash. I mean, every single time you get into a firefight, you're allowed to get killed once. If you get killed once, your guys will revive you. I mean, 99% of the time they'll revive you. I'm almost sure that they'll get you every time, unless you happen to be alive when all of them got shot waiting to be healed. This is a multiplayer goof-off game. That's what this is. This is a multiplayer goof-off game. You're supposed to link up with your buddies online and go off and raise hell in this game and be a goof and have a laugh. You know, be stupid. That's what's fun about it, right? It's fun to be stupid. Trust me, I know. I do it all the time. But if you want a game that you think is going to be Ghost Recon like it used to be, or even just the last Ghost Recon, this game is not Ghost Recon. It's Ghost Recon in name only. In gameplay, this is just an ultimate sandbox game, military style, go goof off and do stupid crap with your friends kind of game, and that's all it is. And to me, that's not a AAA game, right? That might be a fun game, and you might have a good time with that, but to me, it's not a AAA game. A AAA game is supposed to have polish. It's supposed to be well crafted. It's supposed to be a full package, you know, not just something to throw out there just to goof around with and, hey, give us money. So, as far as Ghost Recon goes, I am kind of having fun with it, and from time to time I'll pop it in and do a mission or something and get serious for a minute, but for the most part I'm not doing that. To me, this is a budget title. It's a budget title that they slapped the AAA name and price tag on, but ultimately it's a budget title. There's a lot of fun you can have with budget titles. There's a lot of games that were not meant to be these huge experiences, that were just meant to be stupid fun. But they're usually not full price $60, because that's not what they are, you know? So for me, here on Fun or Run, when it comes to this game, like I said, I will be playing it on and off. I've had it for like a week or two, and I'm really not very far into it because I keep goofing off and just driving over cliffs and stuff like that, which is kind of fun in its own right. But one of these days, maybe I'll take it a little bit more seriously. But I really wish I would have waited maybe for it to be cheaper, because, like I said, this is really just a budget title. And if you have a bunch of friends and you're all going to get the game and play it together online, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. But you're going to also have to realize that it's not a serious tactical military shooter. It's just not. It's set up to just goof off, open world sandbox, and have fun. And so in that respect, it is kind of fun. But if you're playing it by yourself, like I am, and you want to have a story, or you want to try to progress through missions, it's just lacking quite a bit. You know, it's not the worst game in the world, but as far as Fun or Run goes, there's a lot of people out there that might like this kind of thing, but for me personally, until this is a lot cheaper and is actually priced like the budget title that I believe it to be, I'm going to say it's run. Run away from this game unless you're one of the very specific people that are going to get out of it what it is. Don't go into this thing believing that it's going to be something better than what it is, which is a budget title, multiplayer, have fun with your buddies, goof off shooter. That's really all it is. So, till next time, remember everybody, you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and this is Dad's Games. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody. Thanks again for watching. If you liked that video, please press like and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys, so leave your comments and any suggestions down below. Remember, there's tons of other gamers out there just like you and me, and they also know that you never outgrow video games. Feel free to share these videos all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever you use. This channel is for all of us. Let's make sure they know that they are not alone. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.